welcome to the big game. I'm Jen Babcock along with Nicole Faucheux. On this show, we'll see how men's and women's basketball stacks up for the Southland Conference Tournament.
Also, we'll see how baseball and softball are opening up their spring schedule.
But first, we'll see how the Lady Lions basketball team pulled off a stunning upset against the top-ranked Northwestern State Demons. Although the Lady Lions lost to Abilene Christian over the last weekend, they pulled off the highlight of their season when they hosted the #1 seed Lady Demons from Northwestern State. The Lady Lions, with a balanced effort, pulled off a shocker and put the Demons to rest. Let's take a look at some of the top points of that game. Southeastern hosted the #1 top-ranked Northwestern State Demons at home. In the first half, Styles passes to Danny Felder for a reverse layup, makes it look easy, and then it is Felder again active early with an offensive rebound, puts it back up. Later in the first half, Perez kicks it out wide to Keisha Lee for an easy three-pointer, nothing but net, and then Peaches Anderson would respond with nothing but another three-pointer. This is my favorite play of the game. Nana Poole playing hardcore defense with a huge block. Styles, who is one of the shortest girls on the court in this next play, with a big-time post move, puts it up. Great basket, great play. Cutting Perez for the floater. Northwestern State is trying to get back in the game here at the end of the first half. Now, late in the second, Erica Hernandez's shot would increase the lead to 4. And then in the last play, Hoskins Steele would seal the upset for the Lions. Big basket, big win. 58-52 is the final score. Southeastern, go Lions.
Recently, the Lady Lions had another big conference game against Texas A&M Corpus Christi. Unfortunately, the results weren't as good. Joseph Lorang has the story.
The Southeastern Lady Lions entered their January 22nd meeting with Texas A&M of Corpus Christi, riding a 4-game home winning streak. But the Lady Islanders proved to be too much for the Southeastern and snapped their streak by a score of 74-53. It was only the second overall loss for the Lady Lions in the University Center this season. The Lady Islanders held Southeastern to 29.7% shooting on the night and led by as many as 27 points in the second half. Erica Hernandez canned a jumper to stake the Lady Lions to an early 10-8 lead, but it would turn out to be the only lead of the game for Southeastern as the visitors then scored 11 unanswered points to take command of the game. A three-point shot by Hernandez pulled the Lady Lions to within 11 points with 11:09 left in the game, but Texas A&M Corpus Christi scored the next 10 points to put the game away for good. Hernandez was the lone Lady Lion to score in double figures with 12 points while playing the entire game.
We practiced very, very hard. In preseason, they worked us out, ran us like crazy, and so I just don't let weak thoughts get to my head. Just play through it.
Peaches Anderson chipped in with 9 points for the Lady Lions. Nana Poole scored 8 but grabbed 11 rebounds in only 25 minutes of play. 3 Lady Islanders posted double-doubles in the win, led by Shea Weaver with 20 points and 10 rebounds. Elizabeth Styles, who had 5 assists for the Lady Lions, says that despite the tough loss, she won't be discouraged.
Obviously, it's disappointing that we lost the game, but you got to have that next play mentality. You got to think about the next game coming up and our ways to get better in practices and things like that, so we have to focus on the next game.
Annessa de la Cruz hopes the Lady Lions can improve defensively.
We have let teams get too many points in the paint, and that's ultimately what's contributing is our defensive efforts. That's what's contributing to our losses tonight.
The Lady Lions lost the lead early in tonight's game, forcing them to play defensively. They fought hard towards the end of the second half, but it wasn't enough to defeat the Islanders. Reporting for the big game, I'm Joseph LaGrange.
Over the weekend, Southeastern dropped 2 Southland Conference matches. The first at home against Central Arkansas. The final score was 60-48, and the second a close one on the road at Abilene Christian, with the final score being 75-74. The next game for the Lady Lions will be this Thursday, February 12th at McNeese State, and then the Lions will finish their road swing in Thibodaux against the Nickel State Colonels on Saturday the 14th. Even with a big win against the Demons, the Lady Lions first-year coach Yolanda Moore is currently sitting with a conference record of 3-7 and an overall record of 7-14.
Meanwhile, over the weekend, the Southeastern men lost a home Southland match against the McNeese State 73-60, but grabbed a big on-the-road conference win over Abilene Christian, final score 65-52. The Lions' first-year coach, Jay Ladner, with a conference record of 3-7 and an overall record of 6-16, is not having the year he might have hoped for. Likewise, for the women's coach, Yolanda Moore, what does all this mean for the Lions' chances at postseason play? Big Game reporter Michael Vincino is at the University Center live with postseason prospects for both the men and women's basketball teams. Michael?
Thanks, guys. The men's basketball team actually just wrapped up another great practice going into the rest of conference play. While this men's team is sitting at a 6-16 record, they hold a 3-6 record in conference play, leaving them with the number 8 seed 2 games ahead of McNeese State. Now, the teams relied on Zay Jackson's offensive and defensive play for the whole season, but they need a Nochi Ochi to step up big in the post. For this team's next conference game, it's against UCA, who has only won 1 game in the past 20 appearances. Now, to the other side of the basketball, the women's team has won 7 games and 21 appearances and 3 games and 10 conference appearances, leaving them with the number 9 spot and going into conference playoffs. Now, while there are only 2 games outside of the playoffs, this team has focused on Nana Poole's play while she's led the league in top 5 in scoring and rebounds. What's worked against the Lions and Lady Lions basketball teams is playing on the road, as the men have provided a 2-12 record and the women have provided a 0-10 record on the road. Back to the studio.
Thanks, Michael. The Southeastern men look like they'll qualify for the tournament, but they'll definitely need to build some momentum if that's the case. They'll have a chance to get their mojo back this weekend when they face Nicole State in Thibodaux on Saturday and McNeese State in Lake Charles on Monday.
The Southeastern baseball team is about to open up its 2015 season with hopes of defending its Southland Conference Championship under Coach Matt Reiser. But this past Saturday was a day for the old-timers, or not so old, as the Lions put on their annual alumni game at Pat Kenley Diamond. Some of the big guns and former Lions such as Brock Hebert and Wade Miley showed up at the Pat again to show their support and love for the green and gold tradition. Even with big names such as those out there, the current Lions baseball team had no problem deflating the old-timers' big egos. Although the game was scoreless, the alumni looked a little rusty out there with the current Lions team pounding away at bat and on the pitching mound. The Lions will have their first real game at home on Friday, February 13th against Louisiana Tech at 6 p.m.
Meanwhile, the Lady Lions softball team has already begun its 2015 season, hosting the annual Lion Classic this past weekend. The Lions played 4 games this weekend and ended with an even 2-2 overall record. The Lady Lions first defeated Alcorn State 10-4, then followed the next day with a 5-2 win over the University of Nebraska at Omaha. The Lions then dropped their next 2 games to the University of Tennessee Martin 6-1 and the University of Texas at Arlington 3-2. The Lady Lions were strong defensively, but their only infield error of the tournament caused them to drop their final game. Next up for the Lady Lions is another tournament where they will host at North Oak Park with 3 very tough games. February 14th, the Lions will have a doubleheader. The first against the University of Arkansas Pine Bluff at 2 p.m. and the second against conference rival Houston Baptist at 4 p.m. The next day, the Lady Lions will close the tournament with the University of Southern Miss at noon. After the break, we'll see how former Lion quarterback Brian Bennett got a chance to strut his stuff at the Senior Bowl.
And we'll highlight one of the top women's track and field athletes. Don't go anywhere.
The Southeastern channel offers a lot for sports fans.
Coaches shows, interviews with student athletes.
Football games, baseball games, basketball games.
I enjoy watching the coaches' insight programs after the online tracks because it does give our fans an insight of what happened during the game.
I enjoy watching the big game. You know, it gives me an opportunity to keep up with Southeastern athletics on a weekly basis. You know, not just football, baseball, basketball, but even the smaller sports, you know, like soccer and volleyball.
One of the things I've enjoyed most through the years watching is the production of the glory years.
It's a history, it's a documentation of where we've come from around here.
Solidified the reason why we brought Southeastern football back.
When the Southeastern channel replays games, it helps the students be able to catch up and see what's going on.
I like to watch the baseball games and the football games.
It's the only time I get to watch Southeastern football is I get to see it on television. I don't ever have time to go.
Even athletics can be an educational experience when you involve the Southeastern channel.
Welcome back to the big game. College football is still 6 months away, but there's one Lion who's still making headlines. Recently graduated quarterback Brian Bennett, Offensive Player of the Year in the Southland Conference for 2 years in a row, got the opportunity of a lifetime when he was asked to fill in for a quarterback who dropped out of the 2015 Senior Bowl. The quarterback caught the red-eye from California to Mobile and practiced the very next day. Although Bennett's numbers in the actual game were not outstanding, nor were any of the other quarterback coaches, said Bennett was the top quarterback coming out of practices. Bennett threw 2 interceptions in the actual game, but in his first drive drove nearly 80 yards to get his team into a scoring position. Bennett was very excited to have the chance.
I felt like, I was just happy to be out here, and so, I had a little extra balance in my step for that, but, I don't feel like I was, overwhelmed or too excited, had to calm myself down, it's just kind of, been talking with, myself and my quarterback coach and, just coming out here and taking what they give me and, can't make a situation bigger than it is or smaller than it is, so just trying to stay even keel.
The Senior Bowl was a positive step for Bennett as many professional coaches took note of his impressive performance, including his former Oregon head coach Chip Kelly, who is now the coach for the Philadelphia Eagles. Bennett's hard work was obviously noticed as he received an invite to the 2015 NFL Combine. The Combine will take place in Indianapolis on February 17th to the 23rd. Bennett is the third Lion to receive a Combine invite, following current Atlanta Falcon cornerback Rob Alford and Kevin Hughes, who was signed as a free agent offensive lineman by the St. Louis Rams in 2011.
Southeastern football fans are hoping there's another Brian Bennett in this year's recruiting class. At last week's signing bash, Coach Ron Roberts announced a whopping 28 signees, including 6 wide receivers, 5 defensive backs, 4 defensive linemen, 3 linebackers, 2 quarterbacks, 1 running back, 1 tight end, and 1 punter. Coach Roberts explained that each of these recruits will be competing. That's how this program is wired. Both men and women's track and field teams will be competing in the Southland Conference Championships next week on Monday and Tuesday, the 16th and 17th of February. Indoor track and field will be defending their most recent Southland Conference Championship as well, with returning big names such as sophomore sprinter Bailey Butler, junior thrower Jonathan Kinchin, and also senior thrower Brett Olson. Head coach Sean Brady, last year's track and field Southland Conference Coach of the Year, is planning on keeping the trophy in Hammond.
One of the top returning performers for the Lady Lions track team this spring is a record-setting thrower by the name of Misha Frazier. I got a chance to see what really drives Misha to bring the hammer.
I want to be remembered as one of the best throwers to ever come through Southeastern.
And Southeastern track and field star Misha Frazier is well on her way to realizing her goal. A junior from Kenner, Frazier has continued to shatter multiple records one meet at a time. So far this season, Frazier has already earned Women's Field Athlete of the Week honors for her record-breaking effort at the LSU Invitational. There she broke Southeastern's indoor weight throw record by over 2 feet, tossing for 62 feet, 8.75 inches. Frazier did not stop there as she shattered yet another school record at the Leonard Hilton Memorial in Houston. She threw the shot put 51 feet, 8.25 inches to break the record previously held by Shalisha Rashan. For the second week in a row, Frazier won the women's weight throw event with a distance of 62 feet, 2.25 inches. The Southeastern coaching staff is thankful that Frazier decided to make her college throws just a shot put away from her hometown, only 45 minutes away. Frazier knew she wanted to become a Lion on her visit when she formed a great relationship with the coaching staff.
Southeastern isn't like too big. I don't feel like a number. I feel kind of like a family here.
She came in with some God-given talents that her mom and dad gave to her, and we're just kind of honing them. She does work hard. She manages her time really well. She's well balanced. She's a good student.
During her freshman year, Frazier was named the Louisiana Female Freshman of the Year. She also earned all Southland Conference honors after placing 3rd in the women's hammer throw. As a sophomore, Frazier was the only underclassman to represent the Lions at the NCAA East Regional. There she set a personal record, tossing 185 feet, 1 inch in the women's hammer event. She finished 22nd out of a total of 48 competitors.
Parker's been great. She has really developed technically. The thing about all these throwing events is they're highly technical.
While Frazier keeps getting better, she continues to advance on her technical understanding of the weight throw. As she now feels the pressure to succeed, she considers every practice and meet an opportunity to improve.
I do feel pressure going into my meets, but it's just to get better than I did last week, to be more technically sound and to basically just learn from the mistakes that I made in the previous meet. And if that means breaking the records again or getting new personal records, then I'll take that too.
Not only has Frazier broken school records, but you will also find that she has broken several personal bests. With impressive performances by Frazier, her hard work and dedication has played a big role for the Lions. For the Big Game, I'm Nicole Faucheux.
The Lady Lions tennis team has improved to a 2-0 overall record after defeating Elkhorn 5-2 and Southern 4-0 this past weekend. The Lady Lions tennis team is hoping to win another ring this year as they are defending Southland Conference champions. The tennis team has many new faces this spring, but are ready to kick it into gear and win another championship. The Lady Lions host the University of Southern Miss on Friday, February 20th, and then head to Jackson, Mississippi to face Jackson State on Sunday the 22nd.
The Southeastern golf team is set to open up its spring season on February 20th at the Bayou City Intercollegiate in Houston. The men's finished out their fall ball with a first-place win at the Sam Hall Intercollegiate. Hopefully the men can carry over the momentum into the 2015 season. With mostly returning players, the golf team is in the hunt for another Southland Conference championship under Coach Tim Baldwin. After the break, Maci Hill will join us for some pick and roll, where we'll talk a little bit about Johnny Manziel's current residence. Stay with us.
Hello and welcome back to the Big Game. I'm Jen Babcock along with Nicole Faucheux, and joining us on the set is our guest expert, Maci Hill. Thanks for joining us, Maci.
Great to be here.
Glad to have you. Okay, first topic of discussion is Johnny Football. He is now in rehab. Do you guys think, Nicole, what do you think he needs it?
You know, I've never really been a big fan of Johnny Manziel. I think that he is very cocky with what he does, but I do think that he needs it. Obviously, you see him on SportsCenter, partying every weekend. And, you know, though, even though I'm not his biggest fan, I'm actually very proud of him for actually stepping up and going to rehab. I think that it takes a person to actually realize that they need help and to seek help. And so I really hope that he gets the help that he needs.
For sure. All right. Maci, what do you feel about it?
I don't know. I feel like that he needs it, of course. I mean, Ray Farmer has been so supportive in the whole process. It's like he woke up one day and just decided that this was something he needed to do. But another aspect of it, I really think that maybe the whole Josh Gordon situation has affected him. Maybe he's a little scared that if he doesn't continue, if he does continue the path that he's on, he's going to end up like Josh and not know what his future holds with the team.
More on Southeastern sports. The basketball season is coming to a close, and both Southeastern teams are real close to qualifying for the tournament. What do you think about the women's chances?
The Lady Lions have played well this season. They are currently ranked 9th, and they need to be ranked 8th in order to get into conference play. And I think that this whole year has been a building team to build the team for the Lady Lions. And I think that if they come together, that they'll make a little playoff run.
I sure hope so.
I think Southeastern is so lucky to have Yolanda Moore on the coaching staff, and she's brought such an aura to the team and given them such a positive attitude that I really think that they have a good chance. And if they do, I think that they're really going to make Southeastern proud.
Unfortunately, that's all the time we had. We hope you'll join us again next time for some more Lions sports. For the latest in Southeastern athletics, visit www.lionsports.net. For the Big Game, I'm Jen Babcock.
I'm Nicole Faucheux.
And I'm Maci Hill.
Thanks for watching.